Hello, so glad you are here. Welcome to my life on paper. I am Brianna and I am playing along with May I Scraplift You today, where we scraplift someone. Today I'm scraplifting this layout by Kristin, who is scrapping on the fly on YouTube, and I will have her information linked below. I am scrapping two photos of myself and my husband. Um, we were I don't know if you can call it training, practicing for my long walk in England that was going to be the following month. So my dear hubby went with me, even though he wasn't going on the hike. Uh, I'm using Vicky Bouton stuff except for this paper. I had one of those black and white striped Vicky Bouton papers, and I cut it too small. And if you can see, well, you will see in a moment that the frame I am using is super thin, so you cannot. Oop, there goes my camera. Sorry about that. You there's no room for error there, so I'm gonna use this pink paper from my stash, and you can see I'm like holding this together. Um, I don't know. I guess I trimmed it out, um, and now I'm trying to piece it back together just so that I can lay. Once I lay the pink on top, you'll never tell that there was a little slice in it. So. It is a trick to get it on straight, though. I believe that Kristen's layout was from a 30 Days of Sketches um, layout with Christie's Beautiful Life, but it was from last year, not the most recent ones. But I liked a little bit, I mean, kind of simplicity. I don't know, it's not really simple, but yet, you can see there's three pieces of, three strips of pattern paper and then the circle. So I did cut the circle ahead of time out of the cloud paper. That's one I kind of find hard to use, so I thought it was really perfect for this circle. I believe it's an 8-inch circle. Um, because it's sky and it just gives you a little bit of that. These are just strips I had left over in my stash. Really like the way this green goes with the photos because it's all the leaves on the trees and the bushes and that kind of thing. So I'm going to tuck that circle back there. The one on the bottom, that strip on the bottom, of course, brings all that color into the layout. That pink paper in the back, it kind of looks like mixed media. I was a little worried about it looking just being too distracting, but because of the little bit you see of it, it doesn't matter. It works just fine. I thought it kind of matched with my shirt, so that's why I went with that bright pink color. It is also in the pattern paper there. So the pictures are from an app called Be Real, and it has a forward facing picture at the same time as a backward facing picture, but then it's got some marks on it. So that's what I'm getting creative with the overlapping of the photos so that you don't see all the marks on there. I did tear that green piece of paper in half so that I could make it look longer. And that worked just fine because I am overlapping those photos in the front. Kristen has a tag that has her title on it, and I am not going to use that. Instead, I'm going to use the journaling. Uh, I'm going to use the tag as a journaling spot. So I will bring in one of these uh, tags from the cut apart, and it's that nice light blue one. And it actually says reasons you are my favorite. This is the perfect layout and I don't know if I'll have my husband also kind of say reasons why I'm his favorite, but I for sure will journal what's my favorite about my husband. So that's kind of nice. I can also write about this day, but it will be, one of the reasons he's my favorite is because he'll do anything such as go on a hike with me, which he likes hiking, so that's not a big deal. I am trying to find something to back the photos on it. First, I thought only the left photo was backed. It's like red and white striped paper, but both of them are. So at first, I will just adhere down this one on the left, and it is another different green paper, but it has like stars on it. And so it's just big enough that you can see the stars behind the photo. I like to hold everything down now that I have it in the right exact spot while I glue it down. So that's what I'm doing there. I will put a hole into that tag with my crocodile, and I will thread some uh, some string through there. I just had this little piece of white string sitting on my desk, so that was the perfect time to use that. This is a nice quick layout. I think one, because I'm using everything Vicky Boutin, so it goes all together very nicely. But also there's, there's so much going on, you don't need any mixed media or anything no extra steps to take. Although I do have to admit, I took a very long time just figuring out the exact right places for these photos. This is sped up times two, and oh, here's where I decide I have to back the photo. Um, the other photo. So, yeah, I- that's a part of who I am is just getting things exactly perfect. Even though you'll never look at it again twice after that, but And I'm giving very much giving nod to the sketch. Um, but I'm also trying to very hard to cover up that middle spot where it's got some like writing from the app on it. So my question for the day is, do you keep track of how many layouts you do in a year? I have the hardest time in the world. I have a tracker, but I just forget to write it down. And then I'm always like, oh, did I write it down? Did I not write it down? I don't want to cheat, but I don't want to short myself. So by this time of the year, I'm done keeping track because I have no idea. If I wanted to, I could go back and look at my layout shares, but I don't usually share my layouts that I haven't done on camera. So there are extras that aren't in a layout share. Little spoiler there, little secret. All right, that tag goes down. And then this is a cut apart piece from a different, I think it might be photo play. Um, but it says wander, which brings in the hiking part of it. That says just do it, which I thought was excellent. So I'm going to hang that right there. I've got this little tab and it's going to help cover up that one spot in the left corner. So that works well there. And then I get these a flower, but then I find they're round little dots, they're foam, and have stars on them. So each of the clusters will get two of those, and then something else. So the one gets a flower, actually, two of them get a flower, and one gets a butterfly. Next month, which is May, we will be playing May I Scraplift You every day. So there is a list out there of suggestions that you don't have to take that you can scrap lift, and I will not be participating every day, but I always love to play along. So I've picked out a few already. I'm excited to do some scrap lifts. Normally at the end of a page, I will at least think about splatters, even though I decide I might not use them. This page, though, I didn't even think about it at all. I don't know. Yeah, it's just got enough going on, so it doesn't need anything extra. And I really like the way this ends up. I want to thank Kristin so much for letting me scrap lift her. Check out her information below. You can also check out everybody else that's playing along with May I Scraplift You. Until next time, may your memories always have a home on paper.